Morrowind was a bad addiction
Yeah.
for, I think, any young man. And even these days, it's so unfair for the young generation nowadays. We had some crack back in the day. These kids, they are mainlining some, just the most intense gaming experiences. And it's just getting worse.
Yeah.
I have VR set up in there. I mean, this is why I'm exposing my kids early on to this shit.
Yeah.
Is so that when they get older and all the new glitzy shit is around, they're not going to be impressed. They're not going to be phased.
Yeah.
You know, it's very important for me. They have that stuff.
Yeah.
So that they're not like, oh, I wish we had this or the other. Hey, you don't fucking wish nothing. We got it all.
Yeah.
We got it all. Fuck. But no, that VR has actually been a bit of a disappointment for myself. Yeah, with the support that you're seeing out of Sony on it, it's been a bit of a letdown.
Yeah.
That is to say that you've got such the cool opportunity technically, and what the company's doing with it is not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough as far as I'm concerned. It's not seeing the love that it deserves, especially, and you know what? It's not seeing the love that people who make that an investment deserve.
That's what I think it is. Like, they have this great idea. VR is like the experience you want, right? Like everybody thinks, how can you better video games? Why don't you put yourself into it? But after like YouTube shows everybody like the experience and what they need, like how they need the room for like the actual walking around VRs and stuff, and people kind of get a little scared. And with the whole, I think they caught fire, which they would, but the way that, like you said, they're handling it and going about selling it, it's their major downfall. Like, they literally did catch fire in a bottle, right? Like, that's what anybody I would know who wanted to better video games would be. Let's put a VR. Right? I want to be in the game.
The funny thing is that you don't see innovation as often as out of the AAAs. And that's an old story. A lot of people would say the same. At the same time, you see attempts, and these,
Nintendo does it every year.
well, there's, for one thing, right? And every time that they do this, the other guys are like, oh, well, it works, so we'll do it too. And then they glad hand themselves, like, oh, we came up with doing stuff like this. I think it was, the Wii was out, and then we had the Kinect, right? And this is a classic example of, Nintendo does something, and does it for cheap too, and then you turn around and, oh, well, what's Microsoft doing? Well, they're doing a more advanced, kind of the same idea. Oh, but look how they're marketing it. And what are they doing? They're like, oh, check this out. This is AI in your home. You can be like, hey, Xbox, and that's not creepy at all. And we think it's really cool.
Xbox is watching us all the time.
You should put this fucking camera in your house and let us watch you at all times, because you'll like it.
It's constantly recording me.
Oh my god. We're gonna do a thing here. Oh, no, I put it behind the footage. There. A little bit of blackness. The text can show. Now I'm streaming, because fucking I bothered to fix it. But no, racing games these days, like when it comes down to it, Polyphony has done excellent for themselves just on the math, and they got the math right, and everybody loved their game. And back then they could do 900 cars because, again, they had like 4 polygons. 5 if you include the wheels. And oh my god, no, in all seriousness, it takes a lot of polygons to make a car. And you look back on the PlayStation ones, and I swear the wheels have as many polygons as the rest of the car. And I wouldn't doubt that that's the case, because when you're considering the math for the physics, it's calculating per face. I'm sure there's groupings or strips or whatever the fuck. Again, I'm not going to pretend to understand it. I'm just going to say, is that there have to be more polygons there for more accurate math. More samples is better. And so you have the most polys, I guess you could say, in your wheels, and then in the track. And that's where you want all your polygons. The rest be damned. I look at the current gen, like I was describing. I mean, you still have the horizon line as one 2-dimensional thing, and then when you're bobbing your head, it's going like that, and it will literally go above the hills. So you have the fucking trees floating up in space, and this is what I'm saying when I say it's not getting enough love. Like, why isn't it getting the love it deserves? It so deserves more love. and we're not getting it. We're not getting it because they're not putting the value into it. In fact, in the new Gran Turismo, VR Tour has no progression. In fact, there's oh my god, in the latest in Gran Turismo Sport, there is 3 different types of success currency. There's money, there's points, and then there's points. And I don't know the difference between those 2 points because it's been a while.
Points or whatever.
Credits and points. Oh my, I don't know. Like fucking, I honestly do not recall what the difference is. I don't play a lot of it because when I play, I want to play with my wheel and VR, and it's hard for me to give a shit because I don't want to play it without the VR because the VR is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The VR, the experience of being in there, and oh my god, it's so good. But it's a pain in the ass to set up my G25 because I don't fucking want to buy a G29 because fuck your wireless bullshit, Sony. Like, give me a fucking break. It's just something else that way. You can't use your fucking G25 on a PS4. I had to buy an emulator actually, run an emulator through my computer.
And then you had to buy the dongle too.
I'm trying to mine digital coins, bitches. What are you fucking doing? It's costing me money to use my PS4 with my wheel.
I'm losing. Yeah.
It's terrible. But no, I honestly don't understand the reasoning behind what they do there, other than to sell G29s, which is a shitty move. You know, because the truth is, if I can emulate and configure straight across my fucking G25 on the PS4 on current gen games, then it says to me, wouldn't take much.
Well, it seems a lot of companies are going that way too, trying to get easy money with like microtransactions.
It's terrible. Oh my god, that fucking the thing with
EA
Battlefront 2 is amazing.
I see a pretty good meme. It's like the EA logo starting up, and it's just like E, and then there's like a little lock symbol. But he's like, he waits for a second. The cursor comes up and puts it up there. It's like 17,000 Battlefront credits. Clicks EA Sports. It's in the games. Jesus.
EA. It's in your wallet.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
It's so sad. Oh my god. I mean, truth be, they were never a very good game company.
No.
I mean, back in the day, all of their games were subpar. Their logo was subpar. Over the years, though, you know, you pay a couple inspired, talented people, they get to work for you. Next thing you know, you can inspire a couple people.
Yeah.
No! What are you doing? I'm making games!
Just cashing out.
Fuck me. I've heard some stories, man. But at the end of the day, there's a reason they were voted the worst company to work for so many times. And it's because it's all young, whiny, shitty people.
That's
like,
true.
no, I'm kidding. Point is,
that's very true.
it isn't completely untrue. I know that there's a lot of whiny people, but they're at both ends of the spectrum. There's whiny people everywhere you go. Yeah. When you get people who are in the corporate situation doing something they absolutely love in a shitty circumstance, like where they are there for, you know, let's say 80% of their life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're there for 12 hours a day sometimes because you have to be. You know, and at that point, you're still there when you're sleeping. You're just sleeping under your desk. This is the case with Polyphony. This is another reason that they were able to get their games out, is because the Japanese are willing to work themselves to death.
No, this is very true. Yeah,
it's documented. That's a documented true fact.
It's funny. It reminds me. BMW came and did just kind of like described their company and their the program that they like will give out for new apprentices and stuff. And they talk about their facility somewhere in the States where it's just the minds, right? People coming up with ideas for new innovations.
The think tanks.
One of the things he said was, once you're here, you never leave. Like, even your thoughts stay with BMWs. Vehicle cult.
Do you wanna roll insight on that? How about it? What do you think? You look across at him as he says this. No, seriously though. Even your thoughts stay with us forever. Did you guys hear that? I've been having fun. I actually lost my entire soundboard not too long ago.
I think I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Did you sample that straight out of Halloween?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So, I was watching. I don't think my.
I got both sides of it. Or sorry, this is Friday the 13th. This is Jason.
That's right. Yeah, sorry. My brother was watching them on Halloween. I don't think he's seen any of the old ones. He's watching like 4 or something. We're just kind of sitting there. He's real baked up. He's like, you hear that? Yeah, that means Jason's.
That's amazing.
For Michael Myers. Sorry.
No, I was doing the thing for Halloween Day, as a matter of fact, D&D session for Halloween Day, and oh my god, that was a pain in the ass. Holy crap. Yeah, I didn't keep it going. That was one of those cases where my Harmon Quest training would come in handy. But now that I'm a graduate of Harmon Quest University of HQU, I can get out there and keep those stories moving, keep them flowing. That's right. Like Bruce Lee said, be water. He also said, I'll take 2. What's the worst that could happen? Look, yeah.
Is it the same game master?
Spencer Crittenden. Yeah, it's. I keep wanting to say Steven because I keep thinking of. Never mind. I don't know what the hell I keep thinking of. I just keep wanting to call him Steven instead of Spencer. But yeah, Spencer Crittenden. He does a really good job actually with the story and everything. This round is really, really good, and it's a lot more natural. He even there's a point in there. He's like, "Did I say 10?" He's like, like there's little breakdowns, and it's nice to see on natural, especially because it's only a half an hour session, right? Yeah. And I mean, you're not really? Doesn't give I
thought they were only 15. Maybe no. I think
they're like 20, 26, 30 minutes, etc. So the format could easily work with commercials and fit into a half-hour slot. I think that's the intention. Like that's his thinking when he's doing these as a producer. But he made Spencer Crittenden. Dan Harmon made Spencer Crittenden the executive producer on the show, and so Spencer Crittenden's actually responsible for setting and booking times and getting the video edited and shit like that, right? So that's he literally just created it, handed it off, and shows up for sessions. And he can be a whiny player too. It's funny actually. He can. I'm never sure though. Honestly, I'm just not sure if he's doing it as part of his character, or if he really feels that way. But I guess ultimately, good drama comes from truth, or something to that effect.
Does he have the same? I can't remember the other 2 guys with him.
His now ex-wife Erin McGathy and
it was a few.
Fuck, the guy who plays Bone Weevil.
The tall, thinner guy?
Yeah, I love him, and I fucking cannot remember his name now for the life of me.
It reminds me of Skinny Seb. Not like personally.
Yeah, kind of, sure. Actually.
Yeah.
I seen Seb walking along the side of the road. Huh? Took me by surprise as I was passing by.
Seen him a while back. I don't think he recognized me though.
That's right. I had my Wednesday game going that I was looking to get going again, and I was thinking about people to contact, and it's just it's hard. It's hard coming up with people. It really is. It's funny actually how hard it can be to come up with people, but it's not just people, right? It's like every time people apply, I'm like, hey, I run a stream. That scares people the fuck away instantly.
Yeah.
Other times they're like Carl came in and he had a couple sessions and he was like a lot of people where you complain about the way that people are while being like exemplifying it. So you get that in my role where people raise issue with other people, and it's like, well, you're actually the worst for it.
Yeah. Nose high. Nose high.
Yeah. That's one way of putting it. I could do no wrong, that sort of thing, right? I mean, not that he was. Actually, no, he was my shit don't stink kind of guy. Come to think of it, he was. Yeah. With that aside, I lost my original point here.
Finding players for Wednesday.
Right, finding players is hard. Finding compatible players, finding a good group, and I considered having the Wednesday games, bringing Mike in, and I was like, I don't want to start a game and have it go dry on Mike.
Yeah.
I also don't. I don't want to.